Okay, so this is how we're going to fix the MCU. The first thing we're going to do is take things back to the beginning. Now, I don't mean starting all over again with a reboot. That would be silly, don't you think? I think that would be very silly. There's no need. No need to do a reboot at this point. No need to do a reboot, a recast. No need to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. What's the point of that? He's gone. He had a great exit. Shouldn't have done it, but you done it. So let's stick with that, shall we? Loki, just got rid of him. Let's keep him gone. I love Loki, but what a beautiful circle you had. Whew, great circle.
I know what kind of god I need to be. For you. For all of us.
Now, I'm not going to say something typical like keep politics out of it, or let's have more men, or let's have less women, or what. I'm not going to do that. That's very simple. I think Disney know at this point, based on these box office figures.
It's been 15 years since the Marvel Cinematic Universe first kicked off, and we have now officially reached the low point with the Marvels. The worst box office opening weekend in history. It's official. It's now been confirmed.
That they probably should stop doing that. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do, we're going to start things all over again. Now, here's my plan. We need to bring this back to ground level, don't we? We need to have a character that's relatable to the audience. We feel isolated as an audience. I feel isolated as an audience member. I feel like I can't connect to any of these new characters or any of the existing characters anymore. I feel kind of lost. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring a character into this that doesn't have superpowers. We're going to set this in the future, maybe 30 years down the line. The world is being ravaged by war. We have an enemy who is a grand enemy who's taken over. Now, I don't know enough about the villains in the Marvel world. I really don't. So I can't really tell you which enemy that could be. The Galacticus and so forth. Maybe him. I don't know. Anyone. But the point is, in the future, the world is derelict. There are issues. There's crime. There are factions of people fighting. And there's one guy, just one guy, and he's just normal, just a normal person. And he is put upon his own shoulders, based on the dream that he's had, to try and bring the old Avengers back together again. So he goes into the Avengers Tower. It's now derelict, it's broken. There's broken glass everywhere. It's dark, it's turgid. Material covering all the equipment that they used to have. And he goes and he pulls off the sheets off the equipment, the unused equipment. And he says to himself, I'm going to bring all the Avengers together. And that's his task. Throughout the whole film, his task is to bring all the Avengers together. Now, what this allows us to do, it brings us into the mindset of the character. He's not a superhero. We know that he can die at any point. He's now very crucial to the plot. I feel like I can relate to this person. Now, the problem really is not with the MCU having characters you can't relate to. That's not really the problem right now. The problem is we no longer relate to them. So we need this character to bring us back in. Now, I don't really care what race or age this character is. That's not really relevant. What is relevant is just a normal person who can die, who's kind of on the fringes, who can kind of see, metaphorically speaking, that the MCU is the same. It's destroyed, it's derelict. So what we're doing is kind of, in a way, using that as a metaphor to tell a tale, to tell a narrative. So he brings all the Avengers together in this film, slowly but surely. They're all older, they're all not as strong as they used to be. Here's the good part. Now, once he's done that, we can now start to explore the relationship between these characters and why they separated. Now, this may sound very similar to Watchmen in a way, but it's not that similar, really. What happens from there? Who knows what happens from there? I mean, I do have an idea of what happens from there. But I think the main key thing here is this character does not have superpowers. He does not have superpowers. For me, that's so crucial. If he dies, he dies. He brought everyone together. It's symbolic. There's a trade-off. Now, again, I don't know enough about the lore of all the characters in the MCU and all the Marvel universe. I don't know enough about that based on my lack of comic book knowledge. But what I will say is I know about film. That's one thing I do know about. I know about narrative structure. I know about what works, what doesn't work. What's not working right now is whatever you guys are doing. It's not working, is it? So stop it. Done. Done. let's stop whatever the hell it is that you guys think you're doing. It's not working. Let's write a 3-act structure. Let's create ourselves a hero. Let's bring him on a journey and let's relate to the hero. And let's use our superhero characters, as stupid as this may sound right now, let's use them as supporting characters. And that will bring everyone back in. And then once you've brought everyone back in, you can then start playing with the idea of bringing back your superheroes. If you want to time travel using this normal character, that's fine as well. I haven't got an issue with that. But let's use a normal character. Now, aside from that, I would definitely start casting people based purely on their talent. I would stop trying to push agendas. I would stop trying to bring politics into it. And I will stop spending $300 million on one film. It doesn't need to be done. If you look at a film like The Creator, which was definitely not $300 million, it looks stunning. It looks beautiful. It needs to be something like that. Let's bring everyone back in. I know the idea of a comic book movie is fantastical and bright and colourful. Let's do that. We don't have to go completely dim on the colours. I'm not talking about the colours specifically. I'm talking about the mood. I'm talking about the way you integrate. I think one of my biggest issues is these films are now being shot on the volume. And you can tell they've been shot on the volume. It takes the audience away from the film. I am no longer grounded to the idea of where I am. When I watched Infinity War, when I watched Endgame, when I watched Iron Man, they feel grounded in the real world. When you start shooting on the volume and putting CGI and using CGI to fix your narrative, it takes the audience away from it, believe me. That's why no one is going to watch these films. Anyway, I got the full idea here if you want. Mr. Disney, Mr. Mickey Mouse. Please do subscribe. Please do like. And I will see you soon. Thank you.